And welcome to the Please Subscribe show. A show about a lot of things. A kitty named Edmund. A driver and YouTuber that went to the actor studio named Cole. His wife, Linda. I'm gonna guess, you think it's the 19th or the 20th?
The 20th.
December 20th.
The anniversary was my mom.
Or December 20, 2022.
You're paying attention.
As the recording of this.
Somebody else is working their filtering us out. Could be wrong. I don't know. Always got to be close.
Well, I came tonight.
Speak of that.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. All
Yes, Rudolph the
other rain.
I'm a midnight. You're fat out there. Not for a geek. Late to work like always because of you. How beautiful. It's called a bridge. Up it falls and collapses.
No, that's the Trinity.
Yeah, the Trinity. Okay, get up.
So I went through a series of these, looking which possibly could be the best of them all. I am thinking the croissant is definitely probably has mustard. Let's see if I can find it right here. It's ham and Swiss croissant, but I found something that could be pretty good. Most likely it's probably, let's see if I can find it. Just wait a second. Breakfast taco. Mostly because of the amount of egg. Try to rob Robert De Niro, and the lady that did it was a well-known, well, I don't know if she would say a well-known thief, but you got a guy that plays in one of the most iconic thief stories, The Score, with Marlon Brando, Robert De Niro, and knew I was going to do that. That's not good. That sound. I have to check something real quick, but I'll still continue the story. All right, we're good. I knew I was going to do that. These dang parking lot. Anyway, The Score with Marlon Brando, Robert De Niro, and Edward Norton. Well, he must have had some kind of alarm that tripped, or the cops were surveilling her. I don't know if the state of New York presses charges. Regardless, he probably couldn't cover for her because she has 17 separate arrests or something like that. So it's quite a bit. And also she can get killed doing that. Now, Marlon Brando would let her go. Marlon Brando wouldn't have allowed it. I know for a fact. I never met Marlon Brando, but I did try to find him when I was in Hollywood, and he was very kind to those types of people. And I know it happened to Spielberg, and the guy had a pole vault and sex toys in the back of this backpack or something real weird. It's a very weird kind of thing that happened to Spielberg, and the guy went to prison for life. But he was pole vaulting over Spielberg's gate into Steven Spielberg's property. This is years ago. The guy, he was a stalker, and he went to prison for life. Now they're real strict with that in Hollywood and Los Angeles, because that's what The Projectionist was all about. I wrote a screenplay called The Projectionist, one of my dream projects, about people that stalk people and stuff like that. And it's a really good screenplay. But anyway, back to not Marlon Brando. So Marlon Brando's passed away. Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro. Sorry. Back to Robert De Niro. Yeah, this lady looks pretty rough. I saw a photo of her, and she forced entry into his property, and they busted her. It's a really good thing that it possibly will end up in some movies in the future and things like that, on biopics about De Niro. I'm just going to say about Marlon Brando. Marlon Brando was very strange because there was a wreck that happened outside of his home, and he would go out to these wrecks or this car wreck and talk to the people until the ambulance got there and stuff, as they were in their car to comfort them. But I think Marlon Brando would probably have talked the police out of arresting her, and probably would have let her stay there and stuff like that. Marlon Brando didn't care. Actually, to be honest, Francis Ford Coppola broke into Marlon Brando's home with the film crew to do an audition for him, or it was like a screen test for The Godfather. They actually broke in and filmed him, and he didn't care. But that he ended up working with Francis Ford Coppola anyway. But yeah, it happened to Stephen King too. I've been to Stephen King's house a few times, about three times, 3 different times over a period of about maybe 10 years. I've been there. I used to live in Maine, but it happened to Stephen King. Now, Stephen King, the lady had a grenade, and she was threatening to blow up the house and kill everybody, and they had to give her a little bit of time for that. Stephen King, it was some crazy lady. I would say that I'd be forgiving, and probably, but you get mad about those kinds of things. People that's your last castle when you have property. And sometimes people have to be held accountable for their safety. I don't think she's gonna, I don't think she was stalking him, but she was supposedly trying to rob Robert De Niro's Christmas presents for this holiday of 2022, December. It happened December 19th last night. Breaking news. I don't think she was stalking him, but she was probably just thinking, it was a rich guy's house, and I pick up these Christmas presents, because it's going on right now. Thievery's going on. So it looks like she's going to be held accountable, and I think it's out of De Niro's hands. There's really nothing he can do about it. I don't know how the state of New York deals with burglary and things like that. I don't know. I don't know how they do it. And I don't know if the owner can say, well, listen, I'm not pressing charges, and they still don't care. I don't know. Because they'd have to ask him, do you know this woman? And, he probably would have to say, honestly, he probably didn't know her at all. And now everybody knows who she is. Now she's famous. Now that's some negative stuff. So here's the positive things. The positive things about what can come out of this is the lady could probably write about it. She could write something about it. And she could, maybe write a book, because she's famous. She's very famous now. She has made herself almost a celebrity, a thief celebrity, and the loyalty of thieves. But she could probably write a book about it, a New York Times bestseller. She can turn her life around, and this is a good time for her. So yeah, it's embarrassing, but she's obviously had to steal, maybe throughout most of her life. This might be just something common knowledge that she got that good, that she stole from a celebrity, or tried to. She got busted, but she almost did. She almost got away with it. But you learn two things out of this. One thing, you learn, not to try to steal from Robert De Niro. And the second thing you learn is, you learn that you probably will learn some type of redemption, that breaking that last castle, and that goes for everybody. I'm really against that. I'm really against that. So I'm not cheering on what the lady did. Now, like I said, Marlon Brando probably let her go, or he'd at least try to drop the charges. But I'm not cheering on, because the last castle thing is a private thing. It's a private thing. We lock our doors, for a reason, for safety. So, but Marlon Brando wasn't exactly the most sane person in the world. De Niro probably is a little more sane, But it seems like he's going to hold her accountable for this. And, he could always drop the charges, but it doesn't mean that the state won't. So, because she has other charges. This is, my old car, I just passed it, the old 1973 roadie Porsche that I had. It was a red one, exactly like the one I had. And I'm telling a story here about a celebrity, but it was only a flash. Anyway, you could picture it in your head, a 1973 roadie or roadster. I think they called it a roadster Porsche with a flat hard top. I just passed one right there. It was mint condition, beautiful car. Anyway, I got to pick up some Starbucks and drop it off at your doorstep. With David Lynch. Okay, so David Lynch is on the Fun Work train. So there is a report on his Facebook, on David Lynch's Facebook, that he has made a report saying that he is on the Fun Work train, and this is a holiday thing that he's taken off. So I thought it was a serious thing, but he's saying that he doesn't have his phone, and he's on a some kind of road trip or something, where it's some kind of holiday thing. So I was a little worried, but I saw the Facebook just now, so I realized, and he did give a photograph of the Fun Work train, if you want to check that out too. And this is my Fun Work train right here. I'm in the observation car, and I just left the dining car, one of the 11 dining cars, I think, on mine. There's 11 separate dining cars, and I think 20 observation cars, or more than that. I haven't counted them all. And we also have a restroom room too, where you can go in a sauna. It's a lot like, if you ever seen the movie Snowpiercer, but without the snow. You can see there's no snow or anything, and it looks kind of like a car. But he's on a work train. He's saying that he's on his Fun Work train, the Fun Work train. it's a good thing. I'm not saying it's good to go out there and burglarize, like Robert De Niro. That's not good. But Paris Hilton, it happened to her. Paris Hilton was burglarized by people. I think maybe they knew her, or somehow they went in and they just stole thousands upon thousands of dollars of jewelry and clothing and stuff from Paris Hilton way back then, and they made a movie of it called The Ring Bling. Pretty good movie. It got a lot of attention, and it was the movie is called The Ring Bling. But another good movie also is Score. Score's a good movie about thieves. It's Robert De Niro, Marlon Brando, and Edward Norton. I saw it in Los Angeles when I was trying to break into Hollywood. And I think this was about by the time I was working in Tom Noble's home, who was the editor of Red Dawn and Witness, and a countless amount of movies, one of our best film editors. And when I worked with Frank Darabont, who is considered one of the best directors that we have current day, that did Green Mile, and he also did Shawshank Redemption. But anyway, this lady, either two things can happen. One thing, she could get out, be redeemed, and start acting, because she basically broke into possibly one of the best actors in the world of all time. Any other place that she would probably have been able to hit would probably have been Marlon Brando's place, but Marlon Brando's already passed away, so it'd be like breaking into Laurence Olivier's house, but Laurence Olivier was a British actor. Probably Marlon Brando is probably one of the famous actors of all time other than Robert De Niro. You don't get any higher than that in the acting mecca as in Robert De Niro when it comes to, the greatest actor of all time. Some people try to, be as good as him, Dustin Hoffman and Gary Oldman, but he's up there as one of the best. And, the thing is, he doesn't even have that many Oscars. I don't know what she was trying to get. Probably Christmas presents is what they think. But if she got a hold of one of his Oscars, that would go on the black market big time. I think it'd be worth a lot of money. A Robert De Niro Oscar would be, who knows how much that would be worth. But this is a rent house or something that he had. She probably didn't even think he was there. She probably didn't even know that was his place. So she just broke into a gold mine for sure. Now, when she gets out, like I said, she could probably audition and get work, because they're, just breaking in to Brando's home or something like that would probably at least get you notoriety to be celebrity famous style. Another thing is that she could write the story and sell it to Hollywood, because it could be a story about a thief. She had a thief most of her life. It's a lowly story, it's not the way to do things. It's not right. It's not just. But not all movies that are made are about right and just things. So it could be something that there could be a positive side of this. The sad thing is that it happened around Christmas time. So, but we'll see. In the next 10 years or so, we'll see if there's any movies or anything that comes of this. And I got to drop off this stuff. I think at this vet. All right, appreciate it.
I can't believe the way she puts the brakes on when she gets to the car. It's so fun.
I get a free 6-inch sandwich today. If I go into, and you might try to use this one. It might work if you scan the screen. I don't know for sure. Probably would, because these QR codes help. So you get a free 6-inch sandwich. I have to get it really still, so you can pause the screen and you can see if this works too.